Morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. As usual, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, and for the people who are new on board, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you on our little group. I'm just trying to think what I wanted. There was something else I wanted to talk about today and I've just completely lost track of myself. Let me just go through the basics. So if you're interested in a membership or even just supporting the channel, I do have a membership program which I am intending to do a lot more with in the 2 weeks that I have off from uni. So to the members who are watching, I'm going to organise a couple of groups and hopefully get the bulk of you into at least one of those groups. So we can do some playing around, get to know each other and do some tarot. So that comes up. I'm just about to finalise a subject and then I don't think I start back till March. So all very good. If you are interested in a personal reading with me, my website is now up and running. If you're unsure how to use it, you can go to the shop option and pick which reading that you're interested in. You can actually book it in your own time zone. So if you're in another country, you can book it in your own time zone. If you have any issues or trouble with time, please come back and see me, because I only put like the day time hours there, but I do extend beyond that if you're in another country. Like for last night, I did a reading in England, and for me that means nighttime. So please do ask. If I can't accommodate, I won't, but certainly I would consider. So www.theaussiegoddess.com, and you can organise it all yourself then, so you don't have to go backwards and forwards to me, which can be a bit of a hassle. What else was there? I know there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was. It might come up during the reading anyway. All right, let's get into this. We're going to use the Arcanum Tarot, and we do have the Five of Swords coming through first. And the Five of Swords for me always makes me feel like that, what they call a Pyrrhic victory, on empty victory. It's sort of like, maybe walking away from a relationship because it's not giving you what you want, even though you may love the person, or turning your back on a family member, knowing that it's going to create a lot of problem, but knowing you have to sort of conserve your sanity. It is a card that some people see as selfishness, and I rule out selfishness on a lot of levels because I don't think it's a very fair, and it's a very judgmental word. I think sometimes when we do things for ourselves, people think that's selfish, whereas I don't believe it is. So for me, this is someone in battle who's ended up with all the swords but nobody to celebrate with. So that's the Five of Swords. Wow. Okay, we've got some dark energy coming through today. So the Six of Pentacles for me is about equal give and take. So it'll always be for me like what you invest, the universe gives to you back in some way, shape or form, or your kindness is always recognized, or if you're putting into a relationship, then your partner is putting equal amounts into that partnership. Now some people will argue equal. What I sort of deem equal is you can't always pay me financially, but you can pay me in kind, so you can respect me and love me and appreciate me for what I'm doing. I always say to people, I'm really quite a funny breed. I'm allergic to dust, I'm allergic to grass, I'm allergic to pet dander, and I've always had animals. So I try not to let it stop me. But in saying that, like the grass is really bad. If I try mowing lawns, I'll be sick for like 3 or 4 days. House, I'm very clever with the house. I wear a mask and I use wet cloths. But I find vacuuming really can set off my hay fever or allergies, whatever you'd like to call it. And so, I have a partner who does that, which I think is fantastic, and I do other stuff. So I see that as reciprocal. So when the Six of Pentacles comes around, to me, it's a reciprocal energy. This doesn't feel like it is because it's coming behind the Five of Swords. So I feel like you may be packing up and moving away from someone because they're not investing. That could be that you are dealing with the King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But I always say the King and Queen of Pentacles for me will always be my partners, like husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, or, somebody that you're matched with. It doesn't mean you can't match with the other signs, but for me, that's the way it plays out. So I feel like maybe you're ready to turn your back on someone, and it could be to do with finances as well here. And there you are, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, that's very interesting. What that makes me feel like is maybe you are moving away from someone, or you've left someone behind maybe some time ago. It may not be recently, and it may not be because of a new person, but it does make me feel like you've had a relationship. There you go with the hay fever and the dog. Maybe you left somebody behind in the past. Maybe you had to walk away from a situation because whatever you were investing in was not investing back. And it might have been a husband and wife. I feel like you may have even been divorced for some of you. You may have moved on completely, but you know that you don't want to visit or go back or do the same as what you did before. And I love it when people say to me, no, I'm not ready to go into another relationship. I need to work on myself first. We're seeing this huge change in the collective where people are starting to realize they need to heal before moving on to the next thing. Why is that? Because if you haven't completed the lesson, so if you haven't really understood why that's happened or what sort of relationship you've been in, your part in that relationship, you might not have done anything wrong, but you may have invested a lot of love and energy for very little respect. And I feel like people are really recognizing that now. I speak to a lot of younger women who are quite clear that they aren't ready to go into another relationship and they do need to heal certain aspects of themselves. I'm not really sure what makes people more aware or more alert. Maybe they watch a lot of YouTube videos and they're starting to understand that. But I'm finding like through all people, men, women, all ages, people are starting to realize that there is a healing to be done as part of your place on this earth. Why is that? I figure that there's a lot of information coming out both psychologically and spiritually around growing up, childhood, how our parents were, the healing of our generations, not just ours. And it's really interesting because I'm reading Jane Eyre at the moment, and everybody said to me, oh, you're going to really love that book. But actually, it really gets under my skin the way that she is treated. So not just by people due to class. And I keep trying to validate it by saying, look, it's in the Victorian era. But it amazes me that, this idea of patriarchy and how people treated people of different classes, I really find it frustrating. But I do keep going back to, this is a very old book, it's a classic, it's very interesting, it's very readable, but that sort of thing gets me down. Not fond of patriarchy at any level, even in little children. When this idea of boys and girls, we used to talk about, little boys teasing little girls and people saying, oh, that's because he likes you. That's setting your child up really good and proper. But anyway, let's get on with the reading. I digress. All right, so we have the Four of Pentacles here. There we have the Seven of Swords. You let go of something, somebody in the past that really did the wrong thing by you here. Look at that. And you healed. You healed. So we can see you putting something down. More than likely, this person you were dealing with could have been anything from cheating or not doing the right thing, but this person was not putting the energy into this situation at all. Definitely feeling past. You may have felt you met, the person that was going to be the love of your life or whatever. Often when I feel that energy with the Seven of Swords, Six of Cups, it makes me feel like you might have met someone quite narcissistic, and it may have been why you needed to heal. Eight of Wands coming around with the Hierophant and the Star. Look at that. I feel like if you've been single for a while and you've sort of left relationships on the sideline while you've been doing your healing, then I feel like something amazing is about to happen. I feel like somebody's about to enter your life. Now, I have strong Aquarius and strong Taurus energy coming through straight off the bat, but that could be your sign too. So either way, it would be a sign for you. We have the Devil, which is Capricorn energy with the Wish card. I told you something good's coming. It's not like you're being rescued, because I'm not a rescuer. I don't believe in rescuing people. But I feel like when I get this sort of energy here, that you may be understanding the journey a lot more in regards to relationship, especially with that devil energy. There are a lot of hugely narcissistic people in this world. I'm not really sure that we have a gauge on how many people are like that. But keeping in mind, as much as they're really difficult to deal with, very often they've had their own trauma in their own upbringing. So they can be quite hard to deal with, especially if you've landed one. Um, we do have the Four of Cups at the end, so I'll split the deck and pull another card on that. And I have the Ten of Swords. I'm going to go in again, and I have the High Priestess. For me, this is really about understanding what you're going to accept. There's no halfway measures anymore, and I really despise it when people say to me, I'm setting my heights too high, or I have a high what would you call it, expectation of someone. I don't think there's any problem with that at all. All I would say to someone like that is, yes, but sometimes we just have to decide to, how would you say, compromise on maybe something that isn't vital to a relationship. So if it's compromising on who drives the car or compromising on who gets the garage, I think those things are fine. If you have high ideals or high expectations, I think most of us would compromise on some of those values. And I think it's okay to go into something feeling that way. And I feel like here, the ultimate thing is you're ending this energy of carrying people who don't serve you, and you are using your intuition to find your way forward. It's a really nice energy. I feel like a wish is about to be granted. I feel like you won't deal with people anymore who are there purely for their own devices. I do see marriage and commitment in the future. I do see you tracking for something really beautiful here. You also have Aries energy, Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn coming through very, very strongly. So I feel like here, whatever this is that's happening, you may have learned from your past mistakes. You could have walked away from somebody who didn't really serve you. Sometimes it's not moving away from somebody. Somebody was talking about this the other day. Sometimes it's walking away from a relationship because you've outgrown it. And I think that is okay too. If you've given a person every opportunity to grow with you, to do things you want to do, and you've been upfront with that at the beginning of the relationship, but then you find they're not party to it later, then I think it's okay to walk away from it too. I think that we outgrow people. I certainly think that people put on a bit of a front when you first meet them, about how wonderful they are, but you start to see their true colors after a while. So I feel like somebody wasn't investing. I actually feel like here you could have been dealing with an earth sign, but I feel like that's a partner. And it could have been financial too. You might have felt sort of that you dipped out financially. But whatever this is, somebody new is right behind. Look at that. Somebody who wants to sort of set up house, have a future with you. And I feel like they're on their way to you. All right, how are we going for time? 13:31, 13:33. Alrighty, Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's pull you an Oracle card. I'll be doing the Capricorn reading after this. I might even do 2 readings. I'll see how I feel after doing the Capricorn one. I've been working quite hard, so trying to catch up on some businesses. All right. Oh, look at this. So again, we have 2 wanting to come out. So I have the card of happy, and I have the card of message in the bottle. So I think the happy is pretty sort of self-explanatory. Card 26, which of course adds up to 8. This is joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a feeling that all is well. I might read you the relationship message on this one actually. There are moments in a relationship when you just feel good about who you're with and know that your heart is wide open to befriend, to love and to care for another without wanting anything in return. This is the kind of happy that you just want to share. This period, so I feel like no matter what, this relationship that's coming towards you obviously is going to put you in that frame of mind. Just be careful you don't get sort of caught in something to start off with. Remember, always learn what red flags are. Be the observer when you first meet someone. And the second one is Message in a Bottle, which is card number 15. So communication, a sign. So maybe you're going to get a sign of this after I've done this reading. The ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. You can expect someone to favour you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come of it in the end. All the sides are there. What a nice card. Well, what good cards, both of them, to get on a reading like that. I'll leave you with that. Have an amazing day. Thank you.